Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat belts and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's happening? How's it going, everybody? So is the audio doing something weird?
Yeah, it's like going in and out.
Hmm.
Like I get quiet and then louder, and then quiet and then louder. But it was going through your mixer.
Weird. It might be because of this active background, like taking up more memory or something. I don't know. Let me know in the chat room if the sound's still funky, and I'll fix it. I'll beat it with a ball-peen hammer.
Or it could be the Chinese hackers to cause havoc on our personal lives, to hack our machines.
Gary says audio's messed up.
While we talk too. Is it doing it like while we're talking? I guess I could listen to it on YouTube.
Audrey says I can hear you both.
I'm all yelling into it. Yeah, I think it was probably just the music.
Yeah.
We missed you guys. How is everybody? It's been like weeks.
Yeah, really. It's the longest break I've taken in a long time.
Luckily, I'm not in the flood. That's more down south. And they're making it a lot bigger than it really was. Like, a lot of the stats they're putting out there aren't really things that were happening here. It was more wind and like some floods down south. And in some places it got bad. But they're trying to make it fit what they were telling everybody it was going to be like, and that's not what really went on. Some spurts of rain, and nothing like last year, thank God.
Yeah, we got crazy weather the last 2 days here in Florida. Has been like super windy.
Yeah, the wind. And you saw what happened in Chile, correct?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, Rob, look up the Chile wildfires. They say it's arson. It looks a lot like Maui to me. I think they're keeping it secret because they don't want people to talk about it. The lady said it was like a hurricane of wind. All the houses are torched, and like normally, when there's wildfires, like one house will still be standing, and then it's like demolish, and then like something here, or you see all like the chimney tops. But it was all just completely flattened out. But then all the streets lined on the sidewalks the cars were completely fine.
Huh.
So I don't know about that yet, but nobody's talking about it except for one of the videos I posted today and one video I saw on Google that brought it up. It's the only way I heard about it. And then I started looking into it. So I haven't really got to look into like if aluminum was melted or anything like that. But I thought from the thumbnail, like, this looks kind of familiar, and they just don't want people to make a big deal because of Maui.
Yeah.
But a lot of wind stuff.
Not much talk about Maui lately.
Except that they are going to thinking about letting tourism back. But they don't want to talk about the fact that the beaches might be unsafe to swim in, but they're still allowing people to do it.
But what would make the beaches unsafe to swim in?
Contaminated water.
Contaminated by maybe something they used to start a fire. I don't know. Some chemical. Some weird, I don't know, just wood burning and brush. Since it was a brush fire.
And,
Yeah.
I know in Maui, a lot of the brush fire, a lot of the turtles, I wondered, I asked, like, why all these turtles? I go diving and see all these snorkeling, see these turtles with these golf ball tumors on them and stuff. And they said because Maui is mostly like golf courses, the fertilizer they use runs off and goes into the little bays. And then these poor turtles end up with these horrible tumors and stuff from it. So, like, who knows? Like, all that stuff washing into the water, plus whatever else they used. I mean, there wasn't fire retardant, was there? Because did they even try to put it out? I don't remember.
I think so.
So I don't even think that's in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, ash.
Ash my eye. Weirdness. That's what's in the water.
Sharks.
Weird.
Definitely sharks. Yeah.
I'm drinking a big old cup of echinacea and elderberry and peppermint tea. So hopefully I won't go into a coughing fit. Because I still got the hack.
I know. I don't know if people know that he was like sicky.
Yep. Yeah, when I first got it, it kicked my ass the first few days, man. I didn't get out of bed till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's unheard of for me. It floored me. But I took a COVID test and it wasn't COVID. It's some other long, lingering governmental psyop bullshit that they spread around. It's not, like you used to get a cold and it'd be like, a week, maybe 2 weeks, and you're done with it. You get this shit and it just hangs on for like, this will be the third week now.
Yeah, and then they say this one right here, how climate change contributes to things like chili.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, no, they said it was arson though. So
yeah.
Come on now. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Climate change. Yeah, right. Underwear change.
Yeah, just click like images, like type it in, then click images, and then you'll start, seeing some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't been watching much TV or anything. Once I got to feeling a little better, I've been making stuff and trying to stay busy doing stuff. So, but although I have been watching True Detective every Sunday night. Anybody watching that this season?
Which one is that one?
True Detective. It was the first. This is the 4th season. The first season had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey in it. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, no, I don't watch that one. I've heard of it, though.
It's a good one. The 2nd and 3rd season, like I've been rewatching them, and I don't know, 2nd season, just kind of out. I don't know. I don't even know why they made it.
It's like a TV show?
Yeah, it's a series.
I'll have to check that one out. I liked A Big Sky. That was kind of like a detective, drug dealer, chaser type,
Yeah.
silly kind of show. Reba was in it for a little while.
This is kind of sort of paranormal, sort of true crime, sort of weird kind of thing. The season 4 has definitely got more of a paranormal or some sort of weirdness to it going on. Haven't quite figured out what's happening yet. Got some theories, but yeah, Dexter. Can't go wrong with a Dexter.
Which new growth on which tree, and then didn't know about the lithium mine, and the next lockdown, like COVID lockdown? Because you're Canada, right? Canada's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it true that if you're in Canada, you can't watch any of our news? Like if I post a Fox headline or something that has to do with our news, that either something comes up saying you can't click it because it's, not American news, or you just don't even see that post at all.
Huh.
Oh, no, the big tree? That's awesome. That makes me happy. Oh, that I cried about that tree. I thought it was gone. I can see her news on YouTube, but not on Facebook or anything. Because Canada's censorship, if I'm right, is a hell of a lot worse than what's going on out here right now. Yeah, they've got about 5 or 6 in their pocket that they're hanging on to see which will be the one that they can justify shutting the world down over.
Yeah, let's work on what are you doing today? Well, we're in the lab. We're gonna make something that's like 10 times worse than COVID that'll kill you. It's like, why are they even doing that?
Like I had an article on the Chinese mice, like how they're admitting how they're doing this like completely deadly level of COVID on these mice.
Now, if I had my own lab, in the back of my house or in a warehouse or whatever, and I was doing that, they'd come arrest me for, crimes of humanity or some shit. But yet, I guess if you got money and some research behind you, and the right people pushing it.
If you have money, you're golden.
It's okay. It's okay that you're making stuff that can't be fixed. It's okay that you're making something could potentially kill millions of people. It's okay.
Shooting it into the atmosphere.
They ought to pack those people in a rocket and shoot their ass into the atmosphere.
They want to. They want to send them to Mars.
Oh, yeah.
ASAP.
Let's start with the moon first. Land humans on the moon. And I will start from there. the fucking line forms behind people landing on the moon again.
Not
Other
even
than that,
people. Just get
about
something to
Mars.
land on the moon.
Yeah, talking this Mars and these other planets. We're going there. Yeah, right. Your ass can't even get to the moon.
Hmm.
Do the simple one first. Baby steps. Come on. Going to Mars. My ass.
They probably do have like some sort of space station up nearby that like Musk is already ready to go to, like the end of Just Look Up. They're just going to set stuff up. Don't bet the dinosaur.
Exactly. I'm still waiting to see how Musk's a brain chip is going to work out, and whoever volunteered for that little
For the head transplant, you mean?
no, the neuro chip, and
That's what I mean. Like who volunteered to put the chip in the head?
yeah, I'm waiting to see how
That's
that
what I
turns.
wonder too. Like, what do you get for that?
A new Tesla.
Yeah, he's recalling like what every single one. Is that the one that's getting like almost every Tesla getting recalled?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a lot of bad luck right now. I mean, he's got a lot of problems. Tesla recall, not Siri call. Tesla recall. Yeah, Tesla recalling almost all vehicles sold in the U.S. due to warning light issue.
Speaking of cars, I had a car that had a shitty motor in it. They admitted it had a shitty motor in it by Kia, but are they gonna make it right for me? No, because they don't give a rat's ass, because they suck. So hey, I do my due diligence and spread the word about how bad Kia sucks and takes care of their customers. So there you go. There's my
Kia Motors sucks
yep.
ultimately and treats their customers like they're nothing.
Yep. Scumbag buttholes. Let me tell you what I really think about them.
Kind of like Pico Box.
Yeah, there's another one. That weaselly little shitbird.
I'm like antagonizing it.
Paranologies. I'd like to punch that guy right in the fucking throat.
To the moon.
I'll run into him one of these days. It's a small world.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kick my $130 right out of his nuts. Ching! It'll be like a little Cohen bank that falls out.
See my ears pop. How are you going to get $300 out of his nuts?
130. I don't know. It'd just be a good feeling. You know, it'd be a hundred.
Okay. So you would pay $130 to kick that guy in the nuts.
Yeah.
All right on.
Hey, we're filming for Jackass. Look up. Boom.
Just walk. Go Pico.
Yep.
In the Pico Box.
Pico Box.
Smack him in the Pico Box.
And the thing that pisses me off about it, you know, if I would have ordered the thing and bought it, you know, that'd be one thing. But my wife ordered it for me, like for a surprise for Christmas, 4 years ago?
That's so messed up.
So he like ripped her off.
And then, you know, she wants to do something nice for you and cool. And now it's like she gave you a problem. And it's like, that's the worst that, you know,
Yeah.
It's not happy and warm and fuzzy. That's mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he says something too. You should make this right.
One of these days, Alice. Right in the nuts.
And you know you have to be pissed to like threaten another guy with the nuts. So most guys don't go kick the guys in the nuts. Like just for no reason.
Exactly. I think about your first article here.
Do you want me to start since
Yeah. Is this the right one?
I had some extras?
Extra,
I
extra.
believe so.
Read all about it.
Extra.
Rob wants to kick Jeremy Jones in the nuts. Real hard. With my pointed cowboy boots.
Oh, inception in real life. Can we communicate through dreams? And this is something that I'm very intrigued with and believe that we can. Have tried some experiments with people that I haven't really followed through too much with, but recently even gotten some connecting crystal things, thinking of one person like holds one and one has another one, you know, how we can do these different things. But always something I think about. Every time you try to like leave Messenger now, it says like you're going out of a Facebook link. And I've been getting like these weird warnings.
Yeah.
Scientists are finding new ways to interact with someone who is sleeping via lucid dreaming. In his sci-fi film Inception, and I think about people like in comas and stuff too.
Yep.
In the sci-fi film Inception, Christopher Nolan imagined his protagonist slipping into other people's dreams and even shaping their contents. But what if the story wasn't so far away from real life? Our research suggests that it is possible to interact with volunteers while they are asleep and even to converse with them at certain key moments. While we sometimes wake up with vivid memories from our nocturnal adventures, at others the impression of a dreamless night prevails. Research shows we remember on average 1 to 3 dreams per week. However, not everyone is equal when it comes to recalling dreams. People who say they never dream make up about 65% of the population, or 2 to 7 people. Often, these people use to recall their dreams when they were children. The proportion of people who say they have never dreamt in their entire life is very low at 0.38%. Whether people remember their dreams depends on many factors, such as gender. Women remember their dreams more frequently than men. One's interest in dreams, as well as the way dreams are collected. Some might find it handy to keep track of them with a dream journal or a recorder. The private and fleeting nature of dreams makes it tricky for scientists to capture them. Nowadays, thanks to knowledge acquired in the field of neuroscience, it's possible to classify a person's state of alertness by analyzing their brain activity, muscle tone, and eye movements. Scientists can thus determine whether a person's asleep and what stage of sleep they are in. Deep, slow wave, rapid eye movement, REM sleep. What this psychological data does not do is tell us whether a sleeper is dreaming, because dreams can occur in all stages of sleep, let alone what they're dreaming about. Researchers don't have access to the dream experience as it happens. They are therefore forced to rely on the dreamer's account upon waking. There's no guarantee that his account is faithful to what happened in the sleeper's head. Moreover, to understand what happens in the brain while dreaming and what purpose this activity serves, we would need to be able to compare brain activity during times when dreams occur with those when they are absent. It is therefore imperative to determine precisely when dreams occur in order to further the science of dreams. To achieve this, it would be ideal to be able to communicate with sleepers. Impossible, not for everyone, and that's where lucid dreamers come in. Like, I get plagued with dreams, and dreams is like a big subject, especially right now. I'm noticing a lot of people having like really, really vivid dreams that they're remembering too.
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming. More of us only realize we've been dreaming upon waking. Lucid dreamers, on the other hand, have the unique ability to remain aware of the dreaming process during REM sleep, a stage of sleep during which brain activity is closer to that of the waking phase. Even more surprisingly, lucid dreamers can sometimes exercise partial control over their dream's narrative. They're they're then able to fly away, make people appear to disappear, change the weather, or transform themselves into animals. In short, the possibilities are endless. Such lucid dreams can occur spontaneously or be engineered by specific training. The existence of lucid dreaming has been known since ancient times, but for a long time it was considered as unworthy of scientific exploration. Such views have changed thanks to a clever experiment set up by a psychologist in the 1980s. These two researchers set out to prove that lucid dreamers were indeed asleep when they realized they were dreaming, departing from the observation that our REM sleep is characterized by rapid movements while one's eyes are shut. They asked themselves the following question: would it be possible to use this properly to ask the sleeper to send a telegram from their dream to the world around them? So they recruited lucid dreamers to try to find out. They agreed with them before they fell asleep on the telegram to be sent. The participants would have to make specific eye movements, such as moving their gaze from left to right 3 times, as soon as they became aware that they were dreaming. And while they were objectively in REM sleep, the lucid dreamers did just that. The new communication code allowed researchers from then on to detect dreaming stages in real time. The work paved the way for many research projects in which lucid dreamers act as undercover agents in the dream world, carrying out missions such as holding one's breath in a dream and signaling them to the experimenters using the eye code. It is now possible to combine such experiments with brain imaging techniques to study the brain's regions involved in lucid dreaming. This represents a huge step forward in the quest for a better understanding of dreams and how they are formed. In 2021, almost 40 years after the pioneering work of those two guys, it's taken them even further. We already knew that lucid dreamers were capable of sending information from their dreams, but can they also receive it? In other words, is it possible to talk to a lucid dreamer? To find out, we exposed a lucid dreamer to tactile stimuli while he was asleep. We asked him closed questions such as, do you like chocolate? He's able to respond by smiling to indicate yes and frowning for no. Lucid dreamers also presented with simple mathematical equations. They were able to provide appropriate answers while remaining asleep. To find out whether we could communicate the same way with any sleeper, whatever their stage of sleep, they conducted experiments with non-lucid dreaming volunteers. And so then they go on to talk about those controlled experiments that they did. Their results suggest it's now possible to talk to any sleeper, whatever stage sleep they are in, by refining the brain markers that predict the movements of connection with the outside world. It should be possible to further optimize communication protocols in the future. This breakthrough paves the way for real-time dialogue with sleepers, offering researchers the chance to explore the mysteries of dreams as they happen. But if the line between science fiction and reality is getting thinner, rest assured, neuroscientists are still a long way from being able to decipher your wildest fantasies. And that's one thing I keep thinking about when I'm reading this. No, I thought there was some way that they can like download certain memories or some sort of like images of dreams somehow.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I'm more into like two people dreaming and being able to like meet in a spot and
Yeah,
then come out of it and being able to say like, we saw this, we saw that, like, and both account the same exact experience like from a dream, or like, the stuff like the CIA does to like spy on,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, but people talk to me in my sleep all the time. They'll think I'm awake. I'm like, dude, just because I'm sitting up, I might even like look at you for a minute. It doesn't mean I'm awake. Like, I can function asleep. I'll like if I have to wake up, go to the bathroom, my alarm first goes off, and I want to just go back and fall back asleep. I will click my brain to just enough activity to make the function of going down the hall to go pee and come back and get back in bed. Don't interrupt and talk to me because now you're doing things to my brain that it wasn't set for.
yeah. I've been going in this like mega deep sleep weird thing. Like the other night, I fell asleep on the couch. I was sitting on the couch and Darcy was like yelling at me, trying to wake me up, and I was not responding. She had to come over and shake me, and I was like, whoa. And then last night, she said I was sitting on the couch asleep, and I was dreaming about something, but I was sitting on the couch and I was doing this. I was just like rocking.
What?
But I was dead asleep. Weird. Been doing weird stuff lately.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, I'll talk to you sometimes. I was telling my mom the other night, like I used to scream, having like weird dreams. I was like screaming in my sleep. Jeff would just reach over. I'd feel like a hand on my head. He's just like, yeah, not wanting to get hit or swung at.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that a little bit. Sometimes I laugh in my sleep. I know I was doing that the other night.
That always trips me out to hear someone laugh in their sleep.
Yeah. Or I just wake up like laughing my ass off and I can't stop laughing. And I don't even know what I'm laughing at.
Really?
And it's weird. No idea what I'm laughing at, but I can't stop laughing. I just wake up out of a dead sleep laughing.
I don't know that I've heard of that.
Yeah. It's weird. Pretty freaking strange.
It's better than screaming and swinging.
True. That's true.
I'd rather wake up laughing than having bruised wrists from like flailing about.
Yeah.
Because my dreams like cycle all the way. And if I wake up right before the bad part, by the time I go to sleep, I have to continue the cycle or it'll just never end until that cycle ends. And then it's like, okay, now I can move on to another weird form of that dream.
Oh, jeez.
You dreamed you had insomnia. That's great.
Okay, I'm going to try to read this article without coughing my brains out. To feel it already.
Take your time.
I tried to pick some short articles, and this one's not really short, so I'm going to make it short. Maybe. But you know me, I'm always like interested in these weird creatures. And the new species of pterosaur discovered in Scotland's Isle of Skye. Why not? Isle of Skye sounds like a good place for a big, giant, winged beast to be flying, right? At some point in time. Okay, where the hell did the article go? Here we go. Good Lord. I'm not supposed to read this. I'm going to make that just a little bit bigger. Yes, rented lips. Researchers discuss the recent fossil find and what it could mean for understanding more of what these winged reptiles. When dinosaurs roamed the land, skies above their heads were filled with a variety of soaring reptiles. Wouldn't that be some scary shit? Just be out for a stroll and, these like 12, 15-foot wingspan pterodactyls and shit comes flying over you,
I guess it would depend if I was used to it or not.
Yeah. I always look like these days, modern days, I drive by this one place and there's they got a bunch of ostriches and emus, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad those things don't fly. Just think about a flying ostrich. That would be frightening. See that thing jumping on you.
They're crappy.
This says, we've just announced the discovery of a new species of pterosaur nearly 15 years after a fossil was found on the Isle of Skye. It's one of the most complete pterosaur fossils to be found in the UK since paleontologist Mary Anning unearthed the first from Dorset coast in 1828. Pterosaurs were the first backboned animals to achieve powered flight. Insects got there first. Pterosaur fossils are known worldwide, but their remains are rare in comparison to those of their land and water-based relatives. This is due to the fragile nature of their skeletons, which are composed of thin-walled, hollow bones. Pterosaur fossils are often incomplete, crushed, and distorted. A sparse pterosaur record has been harvested from the Jurassic period, 200 to 145 million years ago, and Cretaceous period, 145 to 66 million years ago. Rocks of the UK since Anning's discovery. Most of these are limited to a few isolated bones, such as the Vectridaco, a toothless pterosaur whose fossil remains were found on the Isle of Wight in 2008 by 5-year-old Daisy Morris. What a find, man. If you're like into fossil hunting. Oh, remember that time I was 5 and I found a pterodactyl? Yeah. Anyway, this article goes on and on and on. But yeah, it's supposedly a new species of pterosaur, and it was discovered a while back, but they're just now kind of figuring out what it is and what time frame it came from and all of that. So articles like this always interest me because I'm into fossil hunting and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Been interesting, but yeah, just like, yeah, just imagine ostriches if they could fly, and imagine these two are like 5
I
times.
think it looks silly though, like something off of like Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it would be a frightening world. That was the one scene, like Jurassic Park or whatever, at the end where they were leaving the island and they saw those pterodactyls like flying. Like, oh yeah.
I'd be more worried about it like crapping.
Oh God, yeah, that could be
like overhead.
Imagine that.
Like I think it'd be silly to watch an ostrich. I mean, it's little like cupid wings on the side. And
Yeah.
it's long little legs, and it'd be kind of silly.
But just imagine if they had big full wings. Like, I wonder if they ever did. Were they always was an ostrich?
They did, and they just evolved down.
Yeah, they like evolved down to running around. That's why they're so mean. They're pissed off because they can't fly anymore. So now that's all they do is pick on you and shit.
Do you see that lady on TikTok that has that emu farm, and she's got that one that she has the name, not Felicia, but things like crazy.
Yeah. One of my YouTube friends has a couple on his farm down in South Florida, and yeah, they're nuts. They're completely nuts.
I'm like, she'll be standing there and it runs up. She just puts her hand out on a hook and it's like,
yeah. I just watch his on his YouTube videos, and I'm like, huh, no, I'd have a 2x4 after that damn thing.
No. thing has an attitude, though.
Yeah, they all do. They're freaking crazy. Pissed off because they
My
got these
uncle had an emu
tiny
farm.
wings and they can't fly anymore.
Oh no, it was a Rhea farm.
Yeah, really.
So NASA urged to send people to Mars ASAP as we work years faster than robots. Yes, I'm going outside of Facebook. Why do you care so much now? NASA has been urged to send humans to Mars as we can do in hours what robots take years to accomplish. Just the irony. Acquiring data through Mars rovers and robotics has been the go-to way to explore the red planet. But the Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group says it's time to send humans up. They believe the man-made machines already on the surface are too slow to process data and would be years slower than a human carrying out the same mission. We see a lot of work going on in planning the architecture for human Mars missions, but science isn't on the table at all. Study lead Bruce says the senior research scientist believes fine-tuning missions to Mars would speed up research. He criticized the upcoming Artemis missions, NASA planned projects which would see astronauts inch even closer to making trips to Mars. He said it's got to be an iterate some process in order to make sure that the science and engineering will work together. He does not believe the current Artemis missions are utilizing hand-in-hand work and has suggested teams are sent to Mars sooner rather than later. He added, humans on an EVA activity can accomplish in a few hours data acquisitions and sample collections that have taken rovers years. While NASA's Moon Mars initiative underway, it's important to think about what supporting instruments and technologies need to be developed now to equip our astronauts for doing outstanding science at Mars. He also reckons any landing site would provide spectacular science results, prompting a further reason to head to Mars as soon as possible. But it will take multiple missions to the red planet to get a real read on the area. With him adding, Mars is a very diverse, geologically complex planet. One site isn't going to tell us everything we want to know about Mars. So what's really the hurry behind this? And now all of a sudden you want to expedite this research.
Oh, I'm still on the theory. Get back to the moon first, and then think about going to Mars.
But they're just wanting to throw people up there, and who are they planning on to be these volunteers? All right, your job is to go to Mars. It's cool, Marines recruitment video where it looks all fun. You get to shoot down stuff in a fighter plane. Like, we're gonna launch you to Mars, and you get to go up there and pick up rocks and drill holes.
Yeah,
an astronaut, man.
Grow some potatoes out of poop.
Yeah. Would you do it? Would you go as a volunteer to Mars? This day and age, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I would go to Mars, get the hell away from here, and take my chances up there. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be interesting. Yeah, you never know.
Well, we did find that new exoplanet recently.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it drives me crazy when they call it
exactly.
the planet.
What is on the other side of the moon? Is that why we don't go back there? Is that why we can't seem to get there? Because they said you are not welcome here to our soul capacitor. That bright light that everybody sees when they die, is that it? Is it going to the moon? Who knows? Right?
I was watching Futurama. It was on when I was sleeping, and I woke up at a part where Neil Armstrong came back. In his speech, he's like, "And the moon people told me." The Moon Man.
I can't remember which one it was. One of those astronauts. May have been Buzz or Shepard. I can't remember who it was. He was like, looked right in the camera and he was like, the moon is not what you think it is. Like, oh shit, he knows something's up, but he ain't telling nobody. He knows something's up. The moon is not what you think it is. Well, this guy had the police called on him after an inert nuclear missile was found in his garage. Doesn't everybody have one of these in their garage? I've got a couple.
I thought that was normal.
Yeah, right? The things you find at garage sales. The authorities were alerted after the owner of a missile attempted to donate it to a military museum. It's not unusual to find old car parts, rusted bicycle, old boxes of junk, other stuff stuffed away in the back of someone's garage. To find a nuclear missile, on the other hand, that's a whole completely different story altogether. When a man in Bellevue, Washington, recently offered to donate the inert nuclear missile to a military museum in Ohio, the first thing the museum did was call the police. When officers arrived at the donor's home, they discovered that there really was an old rusted nuclear missile in the man's garage. Fortunately, it was missing its nuclear warhead. The bombs, good God Almighty, the bomb
squad.
The bomb squad. The bomb scrotum was even called to the property to ensure there was no danger to the public. According to a post blog on Bellevue Police Department's website, the donor of the missile had actually acquired it from a deceased neighbor who bought it at an estate sale. Bomb squad members inspected the object and then learned that it was in fact a Douglas AIR-2 Genie, previous designation MB-1, an unguided air-to-air rocket that is designed to carry a 1.5 KT W-25 nuclear warhead, 1.5 kiloton. The department wrote, unfortunately, there was no warhead attached. Unfortunately? The donor himself was reportedly extremely irritated by all the media coverage he received. Because the item was inert and the military did not request it back, police left the neighbor with it, and it's going to be destroyed. It's going to be restored for a display in the museum, the department wrote. But yeah, he was a little pissed. He was like, it doesn't have the warhead. It's not going to blow up. But apparently they made a big to-do out of it. You know, I mean, it's, nuclear missile in your garage.
Isn't it just a missile?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yep.
Without the warhead?
Yep. Just a normal everyday mistake. Exactly. No mistake. He had it there for a reason.
Estate sale.
It's like, I didn't make a mistake. I knew exactly what I had.
Exactly. That's the best part.
Estate sale. Exactly. Why can't I find that nuclear?
Hey, John.
Yeah, it was one of those rockets Bob like attached to a bicycle way back in the day. So fast.
$40 with Taco Bell.
Back in the day, $40 with Taco Bell, you would have had a feast. Nowadays, $40 don't go very damn far at Taco Bell.
No.
I went through there a while back to get some food for a friend of mine, because I don't eat none of them places no more. And I went through there expecting to spend like $6 or $8. That shit was like $30. Like, damn, Taco Bell.
Bunch of tortillas and plastic cheese.
Yeah, I mean, I could have gone to my favorite Mexican restaurant out on the beach and had real authentic Mexican food served by a Mexican family for way cheaper than $30.
Hell yeah. Well,
thing is a dollar menu anymore.
Yeah. I get really weary on anything like that. I used to get weary.
What do you have on the dollar menu? You can get a pine float. You know what a pine float is?
A pine float.
A glass of water with a toothpick.
I'm gonna say, like, you see on I think I did the story how they were frying toothpicks, eating them.
Toothpicks?
Yeah, but they weren't like wooden toothpicks. They're like biodegradable toothpicks.
Huh. No thanks.
Eerie photo shows ghost lingering at scene of a fatal crash. We've seen lots of stories like this before. Yes, take me out of Facebook. And, I look at it and it just looks kind of like how other people are like blurred out in the corner in that red kind of the light. I don't know.
Pretty trippy.
A chilling photograph captured at the scene of a fatal crash captured what some people think may be a ghostly figure lurking feet away from police. The eerie image was taken in Mexico City after a man. Now, if that's and and I'm not, didn't even get to read this all the way through because we were really flying by the seat of our pants today. The eerie image was taken in Mexico City after the crash, which left another young man, aged 23, fighting for his life. According to the capital, the car smashed into a utility pole in the early hours of Wednesday. Paramedics rushed to the scene, finding the vehicle's two occupants. One man, aged 24, was pronounced dead from head trauma sustained in the smash, while the other man was taken to the hospital with injuries. But now locals are convinced that a photo taken at the scene shows a ghost lingering in the aftermath. A cloaked figure appears to be standing in the background, lurking behind a telephone. It could be me. This creepy figure had been likened to the killer in the Scream movie franchise with its head to toe black robe. What? The image isn't the first time something spooky has been captured on cameras at the roads. In March last year, a trucker went viral after capturing what many think was a spectral figure crossing the road with his dash cam. William Church was driving home in the early hours on March 11 when he spotted a strange white shadow at the side of the road in Arizona. Sharing the creepy footage online, Mr. Church's clip left viewers divided on what he caught, something paranormal or whether it's simply a trick of light from his vehicle. He told Fox News the figure was just standing in the roadway as I passed. By looks like you can see the lines through the legs making the figure. The brief clip was captured on a Nexter dash cam while which records drives security reasons. One ghost hunter said of the discovery, the stretch of roadway both north and south is incredibly creepy, especially at night. From Payson to Tuscan. One of the cases we worked at documented, and then they talk about picking up a hitchhiker like that. So I don't know. I think it just looks like a person is standing there. Like, do you see a gaping mouth though?
Not really. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I just think
yeah.
it
I mean, it kind of
looked like a person, like just kind of.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Her mouth might be because sees a car crash in front of her, but yeah, I don't know. Could be a ghost. Could be. I mean, if there's nobody saw a person standing there, but yeah, you see him standing there in the picture. That's a pretty good damn ghost picture.
Yeah, but I didn't see it until later. I had another story I didn't do today, but I saved it. Some people think they caught a black-eyed girl on a drone camera. Again, I think it's just a chick running through the woods.
Yeah. That came up a long
closely.
I think I did that one a long time ago.
Is it the same story though?
I think it's a different story, but it was the same picture.
Really?
Yeah, it may have been the same place. I'm not sure.
Because I thought it sounded like familiar, but then there's so many of these. We had aliens living in your walls. Orn's AI. That's for next week. Drugged up dad stole a ham sandwich after spraying victim with the fire extinguisher.
Well, here's what
ghost of. Huh?
I say my next one is kind of the same thing as this one.
Ghost of infamous black-eyed girl.
I mean, like this, the one you just did. I mean, looks like a person.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a person, or it could be a ghost. I don't know. I mean, I've seen full-bodied apparitions of. I don't even know what to call it. I've seen people that are there. They don't look like a ghost. They look like a person. They look like
it's like a human fucking being, like standing right there. I thought that was my mom.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple. Right. I saw it here in my house one night, and I saw it when I came home one night.
And at that place.
Yeah.
When you came home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I think about it, I've seen like several people, ghosts, whatever, that they just look like people. They don't look like they look like a person standing in front of you. But yeah, I came home one evening and I saw one of my friends outside my back window.
Oh, this freaks. This gives me chills.
Yeah. And I'm like, I come in, and I had this big back porch that had these big windows in it. And he's standing outside the back porch window in the backyard. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he doing back there? And he's just standing there looking at me, and he smiled and kind of waved and turned around and, started to walk off. And I was like, the hell? And I went out the back porch, and I was looking for him and I couldn't find him. Went around the house. I'm like, what the hell, man? I got some weird ass friends, And it was like later on, early that next morning, that I got a phone call that two of my friends had been hit by a drunk driver, knocked them off the bridge in downtown St. Augustine, and they died. And this was one of the people that died. And I, no shit, saw him plain as day, knew exactly who it was. He just kind of stood there, smiled and waved at me, like, you know,
Because you're who he would have went to anyways. Like, that just.
just weird, you know. And yeah, I've seen the lady when I was a little kid, you know, and after my stepdad died, I swear I saw him one day. I was over at a fish market and there was a car wash right next to the fish market. And I'm just sitting there and I look over and I see this guy standing there looking at me and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, it looked like my stepdad. Same clothes, khaki jacket, you know, navy blue work pants. I'm seeing my stepdad standing there. He turned around and walked around the corner and I was leaving the fish place and I drove over there like immediately. Nowhere to be found. There was nowhere for him to go. No cars left, you know, unless this person that I saw just like hauled ass in the woods. There was nowhere else to go. But nobody was there. And I wasn't drinking during the middle of the day. I know what I saw. Weird. So yeah, I mean, this could be a ghost, could be a person, who knows. But yeah, this story is real similar to that. And it is eerie figure in runner's Hawaii footage sparks a night marcher rumor. There was a video that goes with
Night
this.
Marcher.
Night marcher, yeah. There's a video that goes with this. It's on what the hell is that website? I can never think of the name of it. Undiscovered Mysteries.
Ew, what's that? Is that what that is in the picture right there?
Yeah, you see that?
Black
Shit?
thing? Ew, it's creepy.
Yeah,
It's not paraphilia. Is it?
No, I mean this thing was
that's
in the
not
video.
paraphilia.
In the video, you see this thing moving. You see it walking out of the woods towards this girl. This girl, and you see this thing come walking out of the woods. It's a trippy video. I should have got it. But yeah, I mean, is that a person? Is that a ghoul or a ghost or what the hell is that? You know,
The head is all small. Like that. Look at this, out of proportion.
this reminds me of Beetlejuice when he got his head shrunk. You know,
Yeah.
that guy's number.
Or some sort of weird crystal.
Yeah. An ultra marathon runner unwittingly encountered a mysterious figure during a 100-mile race in Hawaii rainforest. Back in January 2019, Kay Borales, who had been a keen runner for most of her life, had been taking part in a grueling 100-mile race through the dense rainforest of Oahu, Hawaii. The event is a challenging one, to say the least, and Borales ultimately had to pull out of the race when she injured her foot during the second lap of the 20-mile route on the Honolulu-Makua trails. The strangeness began upon returning home. Her placing partner, Cassie, sent a number of photographs taken during the race out to her friends and family. It wasn't long before one of them noticed something unusual in one of the pictures. Turned out that the camera had picked up a mysterious figure who had seemingly emerged from the footage next to the trail. Even though neither Borales or Cassie had noticed him at the time, him or her at the time, the reason why no one was on that part of the trail is because all runners had to run in a clockwise direction. She later wrote in her blog, tourists weren't out that early. We didn't see anyone for hours while running together, so we were, and still are, positive there was no one else out there. After doing some digging, Borales discovered a local legend concerning deceased Hawaiian warriors called night marchers, who were said to roam the rainforest. The undead revenants are reported so terrifying that mortals cannot even look upon them. But could this really be what they captured on camera? Who knows? It's pretty damn creepy looking. Whatever it is, you know. If you're just running and you see this thing coming out of the woods,
jump out from a tree behind you.
I could run a lot faster, no matter how tired I was.
I'd pick up a tree branch and swack it. Like
I'm a fat kid. I don't like running, but unless something's chasing me, and then I can run like a bitch.
Oh yeah, I can hurdle all sorts of stuff. And then afterwards, I'm tripping out at what I just accomplished. You know, like, oh my God.
Be
Couldn't do that
running
again if
like
I tried.
called the dog with turpentine on his balls.
When that adrenaline's gone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Weirdness.
But wait, what?
Weirdness. Pooh crackdown.
I also had another one of a black alien with extreme body mods. Shows his new look. I'm saving that for another day. The things people do themselves. Oh yeah, the dog DNA. Okay, we have so many problems in this damn world to solve. And I guess this is one of the priorities. 10. Every time I want to open a link now out of my messenger, Italian province orders DNA tests for dogs, for all dogs, to trace and find owners in a poo crackdown. Around a quarter of the region's estimated 40,000 dogs have already been registered, and once up and running, abandoned poop will be genetically tested and traced back to dog and have its owner find.
Doo doo.
Yeah.
You.
Like, where is it? Well, like South Korea, you got to turn in crap every day, for the fertilizer and all that. And I can't remember what other country. I don't think it was Canada, but somewhere else, like you could turn in shit for fertilizer. I actually saw a place out here that will take cat shit, certain types of cat shit for animals that need fecal transplants or something like that. Something I never heard of. It was something I seen on Facebook, but I'm like, I got 6 cats. I can give you all the cat crap you want.
Wow.
But these ones are more wanting to find the culprits.
So there was a big I don't know, discussion on Facebook in one of the groups here. Because, I got 2 dogs. We take them for a walk on the trails. We got the little leash, the retractable leash. And on the side of the handle, it has the little thing, you pull out a poop bag. My dog's shit, we pick it up with a bag.
Yeah.
Even though my dogs, when they poop, it's like a Tootsie Roll. But whatever. Still clean it up. Thank God I don't have like Great Danes where I got to take a snow shovel with me on a trail. But like other people out there, they'll have like a German Shepherd. He'll take a shit right in the middle of the trail and like, people just leave it. That pisses me off, And
I watch people like do it on people's lawns out here, and they'll look around and like let their dog do it.
Yep. But there was this big debate, somebody said something about, cleaning up after your dog. And somebody said, well, what about people that ride their horse on the beach? Because you can do that here. And they were like, well, horse
biodegradable.
Yeah, horses are different.
Because it's hay.
I'm like, it's still a big pile of shit. Like, and it's no fun to step in. I mean, where I played disc golf.
No, rolled apples are pretty bad.
We share the field with, they do like barrel runners and all that stuff out there. And every weekend there's tons of horses out there. So there's horse shit all through part of the disc golf course, So I'm pretty familiar with how big a pile of horse shit is. And yeah, it's different, but it's still a big giant pile of shit. But yeah, there was a big discussion about it. Some people were getting all fired up. The horse lovers were like, oh, get over it. It's just horse poop.
No, it's like splats up and down the street, and it still is messy.
Well, we have horse and carriages here that are downtown St. Augustine.
I
So
mean, I lived on a ranch.
I've grew up here with the horse shit in the streets for years, and like where the horses stop, there's used to be these little fountains they drink out of, and the horse is going to take a piss, and I mean they piss like 2 gallons a time, so the smell of horse urine and horse shit is a very familiar thing here. The horses have like little poop baskets that they wear now, but they still pee everywhere. Yeah, it was a big debate, a big argument about, I was just reading it going, I was just like, people are arguing about shit. They're literally arguing about shit.
Like cow farts and shit.
Yeah.
Well, these people are arguing about shit too. Dog owners in an Italian province are being forced to provide a sample of their pet's DNA as officials try to tackle the scourge of dog mess on the streets. And then that's like a privacy thing. I'm thinking, why is this like dog census? Like, why do you want to know what the fuck pets I have anyway? Like, this is too intrusive, bruh. And you're like people in and you don't even know their fingerprints and shit, but you want to worry about my dog's ass? They're setting up a database for the almost 40,000 dogs in the area, veterinary department, Pablo said. Around 10,000 have already been registered, and once up and running, the plan means abandoned poop can be genetically tested and traced back to a dog whose owner could be fined anywhere between 50 and 50 euros. How much does the testing even and the time cost? Any owners refusing to comply could be fined between 292 and 1,048 euros. Dude said Balanza receives a few hundred complaints a year from citizens about improper management of public land. More than half are for dogs. Law enforcement can only catch 3 or 4 of them because they have to go out there and set up some kind of stakeout. DNA registration will become compulsory from around late March. Owners will be expected to have blood tests for their dogs and municipal dog shelters or vet clinics at a cost ranging from 65 to more than 100 euros. I'd be like, and are you paying for the blood test? Like, screw you. Like, I pick up after my shit. Like, I'm not going to sit there and go into some damn dog database.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about cats that shit everywhere? What about rats? What about birds? Any animal that's outside doesn't have a designated place to go take a dump. You're just going to do it,
I sell dinosaur food.
They literally do. Yeah, dogs do eat some sketchy stuff, though. At least horses,
Oh, yeah, dogs definitely will eat cat. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, they'll eat meat, fish, rotten stuff, cat turds. Dogs will eat anything, pretty much.
Dogs are crazy.
So their poop is probably pretty nasty compared to a horse. Just a horse, of course, has a lot more poop than a dog.
I used to have to clean horse stalls at the stables. Was my job at the training stables with the shovel, the bucket. Ugh.
Yeah, they don't
when
call
it rained, the mud outside.
Mucking the stalls.
I mean, that is great. You don't cry as much like when you're on a sand rail or a little Odyssey or something, and a cow pie hits the tire and slaps you in the face, or some apples hits you in the face. You wipe that, crap off you. keep on going, but it's still shit.
Yep. Doo-doo. I'm gonna put it on you.
I got doo doo.
I got the space poopy on me. Speaking of birds,
Oh, yes. This bird was freed in India after he was confirmed he was cleared of spying for China. A pigeon was released by police in India after being detained 8 months earlier on suspicion of being a Chinese spy. The pigeon was detained by police after it was found in May with 2 rings on its legs bearing Chinese script, and one of the rings was found to contain a microchip. Detectives had the pigeon held at a hospital on suspicion of being involved in espionage on behalf of China. The pigeon was turned over to the Bombay Society for the Preservation of Cruelty to Animals and set free on Tuesday. The police investigation determined the pigeon was not a Chinese spy, but instead had been involved in open water racing in Taiwan and wandered off course, ending up in India. The pigeon's release was welcomed by animal rights group PETA India, which had campaigned for the bird to be freed. PETA handles 1,000 calls a week of animal emergencies, but this was our first case of a suspected spy that needed to be freed. So, yay! I'm glad the little pigeon got to go free.
so he was a racing pigeon, huh? Zoom!
Yeah.
So fast.
I mean, they do. They got dolphin spies, whale spies. They do have pigeon spies.
Yep.
Okay, and then this last one. There was another one I seen where it showed, they said one of these days humans are going to be like worshipping like chat box and all that, but I lost the article. But I grabbed this one. AI gives chilling one-word piece of advice for people who meet a hostile alien. And what do you think that one word's going to be?
Oh, shit. No, that's 2 words.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you come in contact with a hostile alien, there's only one thing you should do. Run. With alien sightings becoming more and more prevalent and NASA refusing to 100% rule out extraterrestrials, many people are starting to wonder what we should do if we encounter a little or big green man. So in the spirit of helping out the British people, we turned to the only source we could think of, artificial intelligence. When asked by the Daily Star, Google's large language model chatbot called Bard, what we should do, it gave 4 very specific answers, especially if the alien is hostile. It stated that we should prioritize survival, seek help, stay calm and resourceful, and maintain communication lines. Although we're not sure how that works, if it's firing a giant space laser at you, it explained, if possible, your first and foremost priority should be to get yourself and any others out of immediate danger, run away, find cover, or climb to safety, depending on the circumstances.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Don't attempt to fight or attack the alien unless it's absolutely necessary for your survival. Their technology and capabilities are far likely superior to ours, and direct confrontation would likely not turn out well. Look for any obstacles or objects you can use to create a barrier between yourself and the alien. If there's even a sliver of hope for communication, continue displaying peaceful gestures like raising your hand and avoiding aggressive movements like, no. I guess, I don't know, what are peaceful gestures?
Peace, brother.
I come in
Oh yeah,
peace,
peace.
peas and carrots.
But as you're running away, I guess if they have the gun, you run. If the alien vocalizes, attempt to mimic its sounds or speak slowly and clearly using simple words and gestures. It makes me think of that cactus, that and then
Yeah.
it's and the babies start to cry.
Yeah.
Simple words and gestures. It's a long shot, but open communication might be your only chance for a nonviolent resolution. It's also looked at the more peaceful, less chaotic chance of meeting a peaceful alien, which Bard said we should observe, maintain distance, and stay calm and avoid panic. It also suggested using universal gestures, not the one you're now thinking of, showing the alien images and pictures and try to record what's happening. It added, remember encountering an alien is and how does AI know what you're thinking? It added, remember encountering an alien as an unprecedented event, and there are no guarantees how it will unfold. By prioritizing safety, staying calm, and attempting basic communication, you can increase the chance of a peaceful and potentially enlightening encounter. Furthermore, it's important to remember that this is a hypothetical scenario, and the best course of action may vary depending on the specific circumstances of the encounter. Always prioritize your safety and the safety of others, and consult with experts when possible. Unfortunately, encountering a hostile alien would be a terrifying and extremely dangerous situation.
Who would be the experts to?
That's exactly what I was wondering. Who would be those experts?
Who would be those experts? I would like to concur some information to an expert on extraterrestrials.
On a hostile alien encounter, I might hypothetically have.
We got one of them extra testicles out here at my house. He's being all hostile. I offered him some corn liquor.
Some corn liquor?
I like
corn liquor?
Yes, I did. I like the one I did a while back about the guy that said the aliens came in, they landed, and he invited them in the house, and they made pancakes. I'm like, that sounds like some cool ass aliens. They probably smoked a little weed, had some pancakes, drank the syrup right out of the bottle.
You know this. You
This
know
cool.
this. On his big old finger spinning the pancake.
Yep. Oh man.
So
I look at it as if there's aliens here, which there could be, they're obviously way more intelligent than our dumbasses are. If they were hostile and they wanted to like blow us off the face of the earth, they could have done it by now.
Yeah, they're just having a good time watching us like take care of ourselves.
Yeah, they're probably just like, yeah, we're probably like
we are their trash.
Yeah, we're like the comedy channel for the aliens.
Yeah,
well, these guys down here. Let's see what they're screwing up next. Oh God, we got to step in and make sure they don't blow each other up.
Got to intervene, get these dum-dums back on track.
Yep.
So you've got a crystal video.
Yes, ma'am, I surely do.
I'm very keen to this week.
Here it is right now. This week's crystal of the week is Bird's Eye Rhyolite. Bird's Eye Rhyolite is a pale rock and is patterned by eye-like circles of pink, orange, brown, and burgundy. Dark lines pattern the rock, giving it the appearance of an abstract work of art. This form of rhyolite is frequently sourced from Mexico, and it may be mistakenly described as bird's eye jasper. It is cut into jewelry, inlays, cabochons, beads, and palm stones. The formation of rhyolite, it's an extrusive igneous rock formed of cooled lava rich in silica and low in iron and magnesium. The eye-like circles are the result of mineral inclusions that crystallized in radio aggregates. Natural fissures formed in the rock once it's cooled, then were filled with iron ores. Some of the attributes of bird's eye rhyolite. It's a powerful stone for vision. Go figure. Both spiritual and creative. It aids in clairvoyance, lucid dreaming, and scrying. It also helps artists, designers, decorators, gardeners, and anyone else that likes to create visual beauty. It is said to aid in eye complaints, from conjunctivitis to eye strain. You can rub gently during scrying to enhance visions. You can place a piece of bird's eye in your workroom or wherever you are conceiving an artistic project, just to awaken the creativity and free the mind to conceive new forms. Some good combinations that go with bird's eye rhyolite. Gardeners will find that bird's eye rhyolite and black tourmaline make a creative and nurturing combination. Rhyolite scores a 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale. You don't want to breathe its silica-rich dust if you're working with it to make jewelry or anything. It could cause some harmful effects. Wash in warm water, soap with a soft cloth, and dry thoroughly. The dust could make you sneeze. There's a little bit about bird's eye rhyolite. This week's crystal of the week. So there you go. Yeah, I was just thinking about that dust and it made me sneeze. Or maybe because I was covered in sawdust.
That could be it. I'm sending you a little video of that little piece I have. Let's see if you think it's the same type thing. That wasn't it, unless I just did some. Oh, that was the other video. That's what I got going on behind me.
Yeah, if there are aliens here, then they are definitely must be bored.
And you're going to be able to see how bad my hands look from the outbreak from after all this crap in the air affecting my autoimmune. And my poor hands.
Yeah, I'm due to take my next shot.
Is it the third?
Sky
or fourth?
Rizzy. Say what?
Is it the third now or fourth?
I think it'll be the fourth. I was supposed to take it a few days ago, but being sick, I decided to hold off because my immune system needs all the help it can get right now.
And it does help, like, do something to lower it, doesn't it?
For my psoriasis?
Yeah. I mean, like, the shot, like, it can help lower your immune system sometimes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep.
My hands feel like dried. The hands are fucked. Like every night, it's like running hot water over them as hot as I can stand. It's like, oh, and then I flash it to the cold, and it like shocks the like itch away.
Yeah.
That stuff.
I'm gonna send you some of my. Or to send you some of the oil that I make. See if you can try that. See if that'll help.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that because this is like driving me fucking crazy. My own medicine don't even work anymore. And it used to be like, because it's steroid, I could rub that on my hands within 3 days, clean, gone.
Hmm.
And it was only like in this one little spot would break out here once in a while since I moved from Moss Beach. And then all of a sudden the air gets bad and my hands are breaking out, my mom's too. Like all the fingers, it's like, why is this happening? And so I look up the sodium dioxide, sulfate dioxide exposure, and if it can affect your skin. And it says it does. Like if you have autoimmune problems, especially eczema and stuff, it'll flare you up. So that's probably why it ain't getting better. And I just think about that little boy Rohit I tell you about that, remember, was like head to toe with it. And
Yeah.
like I used to have to just put cream on him because they didn't believe in steroids in their culture. And that kid would just sit there in the corner, like constantly just scratching himself. And he always wanted apples and stuff. But I can't imagine like this being all over your whole body.
Yeah.
Because I'm like constantly scratching like the skin with my fingers.
Oh wow, that does look like it for sure.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of pattern I'm talking about, like where I wanted to get like some sort of like a little spear or like a cube, something like that with like a trippy ass,
Yeah.
pattern to look at.
Yeah, I've used thieves oil and that works pretty good. But the stuff I make is
Oh, I heard about that.
the stuff I make is I got kind of adopted the recipe from an old Indian guy that I was buying it from, and I figured out.
Oh, is that what it came from?
Yeah, not the thieves oil, but the stuff that I make.
Yeah.
7 grandfathers oil or salve. I got them both.
Crystal ball scrying is awesome. That's where I got the best photo ever from scrying, and it was of my father's photo, and we had it scaled. It matches his known photos like perfectly to scale.
Yeah, the one picture that I got with Keith Weldon's Spiritus, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
I got a picture with that. I think that's what I was using. It's a picture that fits my dad. Like I superimposed the image of my dad into the image that was on the Spiritus. And it lines up like identical. It's crazy.
Really? Yeah, because someone wanted the video and they're like, can you do a video demonstrating how to scry? So I'm like, okay. And I never called for my dad, and I always told him, like, if you see me with my equipment on and you want to talk, this is what I'm using. And if you can figure out how to jump in and say hi, you can say hi. But I wouldn't like call him or anything. But before he passed, we talked about it. And so I was doing this video and I'm like, all right, Dad, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I have to do this demonstration. And if you felt like you want to come by and say hi now, it would be a really cool time to do it because, we could get a really good demonstration video out of this one.
Yeah.
So I'm joking, going along with it. And I'm scrolling, I'm flipping pictures. And then I felt the thing he would do up on my head. And I kind of smiled and I turned and looked like that. You see me like on the video. Well, when you see that and then you see the pictures I had taken at the time, that's when I could see my dad's pictures in the ball. And like, even though I had a picture of him like in the back looking forward, this picture was him turned to the side like he was kissing my head or leaning down right in the same spot where the feeling was. And so I was able to like match all that up to the video, match it up. They were able to match like his features, the exact lines in his face and his mustache, and like the way his eyes drooped and everything. It's like,
Damn.
I had a couple people, I don't want to say his name right now because he turned out to be not a great person, but he's like, people go and, I've been taking pictures forever. And if that was the only picture I ever got, that, would be like the best picture. And that's how I feel. It's like my favorite picture. Because a lot of people, would love to get a photo like that.
Yeah.
Oh, a rocket's going up?
Yeah.
Oh, and you're pulling it up right on. Which
Yeah.
one's this one?
SpaceX Falcon 9. It's one of them Falcon rockets.
A Falcon rocket.
Yeah, it was cool. The last one, like Debbie's probably got a way better view where she's at than where I'm at. But the last one they did like a week or so ago, it was pretty awesome. I was telling you, I could hear it from here. It was like you could just hear the rumbling. It's pretty awesome.
Did Debbie have pictures? Did Debbie have pictures from it? If I remember right, just recently.
I don't know.
I thought Debbie had a couple pictures. Someone had some pictures. Oh, it's too cloudy right now for her to see it. I would believe that he did. Pictures of one of the last launches.
I got a little bit of video of it, but can't really see a whole lot.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I thought one of you guys had some pictures.
This says it was supposed to go off at 1:33 a.m. It's 1:41 a.m. right now. Has it already gone off? Am I looking at an empty launch pad? Maybe that's it.
I think so. Yeah, my pics weren't still. What I did was I take video while I'm doing it, and then I go through the video after, taking still pics off the videos. At least that's one of the ways I do it. Because it's too hard to like click, and to hold my hands and do all that sometimes. Especially when I'm holding a candle underneath it. Yeah, it's already gone off.
Okay.
Because that's what they were showing in the burner, like in the corner.
Yeah.
Happening.
No, we can't play that.
Oops. I hear
Oh, a couple minutes too late for the party.
For the birdie. The falcon.
What's that?
For the birdie.
Yep. So, up in the news again. Have you seen the news about those? Who was it? The Kansas City fans? Is that the right team? I don't know. The guys they found frozen in the backyard. Have you heard that news?
Something about that. I think. Or was that a dream?
Let me pull it up here.
It's kind of familiar. Oh, that's cool.
Kansas City Chiefs fans found frozen to death in a friend's backyard. inside the mysterious deaths of 3 men found dead in friend's frozen yard. What we know so far. Yeah, these, let me pull this picture up here. Guys heard about this? This crazy shenanigans. These guys right here. There was 5 of them all together, and they went over to this dude's house to watch the game, the Kansas City game. And you know, supposedly they were watching the game, and come on, damn it, they watched the game and whatever. I don't know what they did, but they never came home. Like, you know, their wives and kids and stuff. They're like, okay, they didn't come home. Okay, so what the hell's going on? Nobody can get a hold of them. Everybody's calling. Nothing's going on. Nobody's answering. So one of their friends goes over to the house and is like beating on the door, and nobody's answering the door. But yet there's a couple of the guys' cars out in the driveway. And then one of the guys' wives went over there, beats on the door. Nobody's answering. She breaks the freaking window or something and crawls in the house, because she's thinking at first she sees her husband's car in the driveway and she's like, what the hell is he up to? You know, and then she's banging on the door. Nobody's answering. And anyways, I think the story went that she went in the house, went out in the backyard, and found 3 dead guys frozen in the backyard. And then the guy that owned the house came stumbling out of the bedroom with a wine glass and was like, what's going on? What's he? Supposedly he said he's been asleep for 2 days. And yeah, kind of weird. Well, they're talking about the guy that owned the house. Let's see what this article says. Several questions remain unanswered after 3 men found dead in the backyard of their friend's home on January 9th. Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton McGinney's bodies were discovered on January 9th, 2 days after they gathered at their friend Jordan Willis's home to watch the Kansas City Chiefs game on January 7th. McGinney's fiance went looking for him and called the police when she saw him dead on Willis's back porch. Backyard, I don't know. Kansas City Police Department told people after responding to her call, they confirmed they found a dead body. Upon further investigation, officers located 2 other dead bodies in the backyard. Spokesman for KCPD said, John Pierce Willis, attorney, told people in a statement that his client is unaware of how his friends died and is anxiously awaiting the result of the autopsy and toxicology report. So it goes on. Let's see. They said there was no obvious signs of foul play observed at or near the crime scene, and that it wasn't ruled a homicide investigation. The deceased families suspected they weren't getting the full story. Nothing's adding up, Johnson's brother, Jonathan Price, told people. Primarily, Jordan's story does not add up whatsoever. However, weeks later on February 1st, early toxicology reports showed traces of substances found in the 3 men's bodies. From the details of the night the 3 men had died to the question that still remains unanswered. Here's everything we know about the mysterious deaths of Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton McGinney. Supposedly, this guy that owned the house, supposedly he was working on, like, you know, vaccine stuff or whatever. Supposedly, I don't know. He was a chemist, but he had been his nickname. Oh shit, I can't even think of what they used to call him now. But he used to make drugs for people, like party drugs and stuff. So why would you be watching a football game? Why? I mean, it's freaking cold there where they were. And are you so drunk that you would walk outside and fall down in the yard, pass out and die? Or is there something else going on? And the guy that survived was in the house. And apparently he said he had been asleep for 2 days because he didn't know what the hell was going on. Well, maybe he survived because he was in a warm house.
Well,
And maybe his friend went outside and whatever they took or smoked or drank or whatever. I mean, you got to be pretty damn high or messed up to pass out outside and freeze to death.
I've seen people on some stuff like to where the cold don't even affect them. Like, bro, you need to, come on, man. And they're like, I'm all fine. They're like superhuman. It's like, no, you're not good.
Yeah.
He used to make party like he made like ecstasy or some.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Like,
make party drugs?
Yeah. One of the dead guys.
I mean, no, we're not giving ingredients on how to make party drugs.
Yeah. He makes synthetic drugs.
hypothetical.
Yeah. Supposedly they found fent, and I can't say the whole word, or they.
No, don't. Yeah.
Supposedly they found fent in their system too. So, who knows?
Oh, that could have a huge mystery solved.
Exactly.
They did.
I don't know.
Much
I don't know if they did or not.
And died, and then they just froze.
Yeah, I don't know if they did or not, but yeah, it's a weird situation.
If it was in their system, someone gave it to them.
Yeah. Did they take
Maybe
it
someone gave
knowingly?
it to them inside and threw them outside to make it look like.
Yeah. Did they take it knowingly, or did he just mix up a batch of, homebrewed pharmaceuticals and like sprinkle it on the nachos, or
someone
who knows? Were they just drinking beer and, hey, want to do a bump? Next thing you know, you're naked and dead out in the backyard.
And that's kind of how I'm seeing it. It's like they're at a game, they're like doing this, like popping pills, drinking beer, maybe a little bit too much. Maybe they didn't know it was laced and thought they're taking the normal amount of whatever it was laced on.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's weird nowadays, It's like I wouldn't take pills or anything from anybody unless I knew exactly.
No.
Especially from your buddy who's like supposedly, is known to make drugs.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know. Let's try and find out.
Like my buddies that used to use the Anarchic cookbook. Here, this is like homemade LSD. No, that's Raid sprayed on newspaper, put in the oven. Yeah, but it's supposed to have the same effects. Like, who's going to volunteer, Yeah, they found people to volunteer and eat it.
Wow.
Jackasses. They got tripped out on. I mean, they were tripping.
Raid sprayed on newspaper and put in the oven. Damn.
Yeah. It's like, look how much we got, spray is.
I'm feeling kind of insecticide-y.
You're eating Raid. But then you think about what's in like other stuff. And,
I'm feeling like
always an angel, like, when you're young, you think you're invincible. Sometimes you might try things. But that was the stupidest stuff. Nowadays with like synthetics and stuff, it's so scary. And I've learned, I hate drugs. I hate what drugs do to people. I hate these new kind of drugs more than anything. And all the stuff where they're trying to say people are getting high on marijuana and doing all these crazy things like fighting and beating people up. Oh, he took a vape in the pen and then beat the shit out of his teacher.
Yeah, right.
Off a pot.
That ain't THC. That's something
It's
else.
not THC. There's definitely something else in that vape, and anything else where they're saying there's like people getting high. Oh, they ate too many edibles. Well, if you eat too many edibles, you're going to feel sick on the ground and not want to move pretty much. You're not
Yeah.
going to be wielding, causing melee, just going crazy. It's
Yeah.
not weed. It's something laced into it because I've never seen an angry person stoned, like going
Yeah.
crazy and trying to do anything to anybody.
One of my buddies that's a cop, he's like 23 years on the force. I have never once been to like a domestic violence call for people that were smoking weed. Never.
That's
Ever.
what he said?
Yeah. He's like, I've never had a call, never been on a call where somebody has been smoking weed and, freaked out and wanted to, beat somebody's ass or something, or beat their wife or, whatever. Alcohol? Yeah. Every day.
Oh, all the time. You're not getting 5150 for like
Yeah.
smoking too much pot.
Yeah, man, that fentanyl. That's some wicked stuff. I think my brother had surgery a while back. He came out of the hospital and he's like, wow, I know why people like fentanyl. They gave it to him in the hospital and he was like, out. Like,
especially if he's not used to it, because you're going to get like the most euphoric, good feeling, and then I'll always be chasing that dragon. And that's what happens is the little used to do a little, but the little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more.
yeah. 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 The thing about weed chills you out, but the dangerous thing about weed is you never want to smoke weed and go to the grocery store.
Amen.
Because you will come out of there with shit you had no idea who bought it or how it got in your cart.
You might not be able to pay your light bill.
Yeah, exactly. Why do we have 8 bags of Fritos? The party size.
Why the $11 jug of licorice?
Exactly.
And the vanilla ice cream with the caramel and the hot fudge.
That's the worst thing you can do while high is go to the grocery store. Unless you make it a planned event where it's like, hey, we're going to get stoned and go to the grocery store and who knows what we're going to come home with. But yeah, if you just go in
I
there.
don't know what I'm in the mood for, but let's just go hang and go see what strikes us.
Yeah. But if you're just like, oh yeah, I got to run to the grocery store, grab a loaf of bread. I'll be right back. But you're high. You come out of there with everything but a loaf of bread. You got the peanut butter. You got the jelly. You forget the freaking bread. So you get home and you eat it on like chips or donuts or something.
Yeah.
We forgot the bread, so we're going to make PB and we're going to put peanut butter and jelly on the chips and the nacho chips, Doritos, because we got 8 bags of those. We got to do something with them. And we got 3 packs of hot dogs, but no buns.
Sugar.
Where did all this spam come from?
And who's got 83 cans of tuna fish?
Exactly. True story. Are you counting my tuna? Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful in the store. Hell, I had a cold one time, kind of like I do now. I was at work and I had a bunch of cold medicine that I was taking, and I just bought a Harley. Only had it 6 months. By the time I got home from work that night, I traded my Harley in, and I had a Honda 1300. Just driving by, high on cold medicine. Hey, they're having a sale here. I'm going to go look at these nice Hondas over here. Next thing you know,
serious?
driving it home. Yeah. Looked out in the garage the next day. I was like, son of a bitch, that wasn't a dream. I really did that.
When they're giving me what is it, Ambien? What's that sleeping pill that's horrible?
Ambien.
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
I would do weird shopping. All of a sudden, I ended up with like $80-something worth of Wen hair care products, and all these boxes of like hair care products came. I'm like, what is all this? I'm like, oh my god! That night, I must have ordered all this stuff off of late night TV. Yeah. I get all sorts of weird stuff in the mail that I did not remember ordering. I'm like, I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I can't afford this.
Yep. Yeah, my Honda was a good bike. I just sold it last year finally. I had 30,000 miles on it. I rode the shit out of that thing. Rain or shine. Still got a motorcycle sitting in the garage right now. But yeah, that'll do it, I reckon. It's 2 a.m. here, my time. So probably catch you Sunday for Paranormal Soup. What happened to the guest the other night? You just no-showed?
Just no show.
Dependable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Whoa, demon cat.
Poor Bubba, we've been giving him thyroid medicine. It's like the fourth night that he's had full doses of thyroid medicine. Oh gosh, I've got to make so much money. And this is like going to be a big deal. But anyways, hopefully it'll take care of whatever that noise has been.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see everybody because I know I missed everybody and Rob's missed everybody, and happy to see everybody back again. A little bit of normalcy. I've been kind of MIA, not really checking messages and just like dealing with stuff and not feeling so hot. So nights like this are nice when I get to see
Lori
everybody.
was messaging me the other day, freaking out about you.
I felt so bad. I just seen those messages today too. She's so sweet. I'm like, thank you so much. I am doing well. And I saw her level of concern, and she saw the weather and everything. And I felt so bad that I just now, saw those messages.
All right. Well, I guess we will catch y'all later. Thanks as always for hanging out with us. I was like, God, we've been gone for 2 weeks. Is anybody going to show up tonight? And then boom, like magic, here you guys are.
It almost feels like 3 though, because because I think it was the Paranormal Soup thrown in that made it feel like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. The other night I bailed right after the World Wide Web of Weird because I was coughing my brains out. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, all right. I made it through without coughing my brains out tonight, only a couple of times. So,
on the road to
purple tea. All right. Catch y'all later. Thanks again. Good night. Catch you next time. Same bat channel, bat time, all that jazz and Maru.